evening. Buonasera. Good evening.
Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Prego.
Buonasera. Mister, il Bologna non è riuscito nell'impresa di fermare il Liverpool, però ha assolto le 3 condizioni che aveva posto lei alla vigilia, no? Non lasciarsi intimidire dal... Non è riuscito nell'impresa di fermare il Liverpool, però ha assolto le 3 condizioni che aveva posto lei alla vigilia, no? Non lasciarsi intimidire dal...
In starting Liverpool, but you said you set them 3 aims: leave the pitch with your head held high, not be too afraid of Liverpool, and play your game. Yeah, I ought to have mentioned the performance though as well, and getting a good result. I'm pleased because we put in a great performance. The guys put in a fantastic performance. Other than the first few minutes, after that we settled in. We created chances, and we didn't give them lots of chances. We played with a lot of courage, and I have to say, it was a top-level performance. I know I'm sorry that we conceded 2 goals, particularly the second goal, when I think that probably it was the only time that we allowed them to get through our lines. And then, obviously, when that happens, Salah unleashes a rocket shot, and there's no stopping that. But I'm really pleased. I said well done to the guys. I'm pleased with the way they played, and I think that we've learned a lot from this game. And I think what we've learned is going to help us as we move forward. And I can only hope that this is more than just one small brick in our wall, as it were, a building block. It's more than just a little building block. It's a big one, and I think we need to repeat this performance at the weekend, because I think everyone played at a really high level. We need to maintain this level now. Thank you. Hi, Vincenzo. Well, first and foremost, well done on the performance. I think that, compared to your last few performances, tonight's performance was light years ahead. You're playing here at Anfield in front of the Liverpool crowd. Well, what can this performance do for you? What can it do for you? You said it's going to do something for you. What change have you seen over the last couple of weeks? Because there certainly have been changes over the last couple of weeks. I think that we're developing, we're improving as a team. I think even from a physical point of view, many of our players are getting better, getting fitter. I think if you're physically well, you can work off the ball, with the ball, in possession, and contribute to the team. I think that all the players are improving from one game to the next, as individuals, as a collective group. I'm really happy about that, of course. I can see their obligation, their sense of sacrifice, working hard for one another. And I knew that my players could do this. I knew my players could put in a good top-class performance here today. We'll probably regret the fact that we didn't manage to score, because after all, we did create some pretty clear-cut chances on occasion. But nevertheless, I think that right from the beginning of the season, I've been really impressed by how well the players have developed. I hope we don't stop. I hope that this is just almost like a launch pad, as it were, and it's going to we're going to continue going in the right direction, so that everyone gets up to speed. Dalinga played well today. Miranda played well today, so slowly but surely even the new players are beginning to fit in, and I think we will develop even further. Gianmarco, please. Hi. First of all, I think over the last couple of days we've heard how difficult it is for Slot to emulate in Klopp. But even for you took over a team that had done something incredible last year. And you said, well, I'm starting again. Year 0, you said, when you took over the team. Well, to what extent is this now your team? Or rather, what do you still need to do to make it your team? Well, I think in the last couple of games or so, I've begun to see the players really buying into what I want them to do. Particularly when we were out of possession, when the opposition had the ball, and I think we've really applied ourselves and applied that strategy against a top team. We went one-on-one against them in defence very often. We were very courageous, a lot of confidence, and you need confidence when you're playing against top players, and that's certainly what I asked of my team from the outset. I wanted them to add that to their play. It's not simple, it's not easy for a new manager, the new manager of Bologna in my case, of course, because I've inherited a team which performed extremely well last year, achieved phenomenal objectives, but I can see that they're focusing. I can see that they really want to pick up on those small things that I'm trying to teach them, and we did a lot of work with Miranda, Posh, we got players into the box, our positions box, it's what we want to do, and I think if we do this consistently, I think we'll see the players putting in even better performances in the future. Roberto, then just one more, please. Hi, Vincenzo. Yesterday, I think you said, I want to make sure that I have no regrets after the game and I can leave the pitch with my head and the players' head held high. Well, you can certainly say you hold your head high, but you've probably got lots of regrets because, I mean, basically the game boiled down to a couple of episodes. They were perhaps a little bit more clinical, which is understandable given their experience at this level. But I told the guys, well, if we continue to play like this, continue to put in that kind of performance, then I really do believe that we can work well together in the future. We shouldn't stop now. We are developing. We're on the up, and we need to continue like that. And yeah, it's true. They were more clinical than us. They were a lot more concrete. They knew what to do in certain situations, and they did it really well. We didn't really have that edge. I think even in the first half, we created 3 good chances. A few fewer chances in the second half when they were perhaps were a bit tighter, or Solini perhaps had a good chance in the second half. But there is room for improvement, and if we do improve, then I think we need to continue having this approach. And I really truly believe that once we're all up and running, once all of the new players have become part and parcel of the team, then we certainly will be able to put in some great performances. Sorry, I can't hear him because he doesn't have the microphone. But the manager confirms what the guy said, which is helpful. Obviously, you're playing in a stadium like this. It makes the hair on the back of your head stand up. So I presume you asked him, what was it like playing at Anfield? You realise, I think, that it also gives this kind of impetus to your players as well. The opposition players, obviously playing at home, they're lifted up by this support. Really lifted up, I think. Around the stadium, you can see that. And I think in the first few minutes we found that a little bit difficult to come to terms with, but we wanted to put in a good performance, play a good game, and I think both myself and the rest of the team, we feel that we need to take something away from this. There are lots of good takeaways from this game, lots of good things that we've learned, we're going to show the players some video clips of how well they played, how well they knocked the ball around at the back in the midfield, and we're going to tell them this is the Bologna we want to see from now on to the end of the season. Thank you.
Arne, well done. How was your first experience of a Champions League night at Anfield?
A good one, because it was a win. It wasn't an easy one, but that's normal if you play Champions League. There's always a lot of resistance. A lot of good teams play in the Champions League, and Bologna is one of them. You could also see the results tonight, where we saw maybe some surprising results. So it was good to win, clean sheet, some good individual performances. So positive overall.
I think I heard you say in an interview earlier, though, as well, that there was room for improvement again. You also said that after Wolves. So what does it say about your side that when you're not necessarily at your best levels, that you're able to churn out wins like this?
Yeah, the thing is, you will probably never reach perfection. You're always aiming for perfection, but you will never reach this. But We can improve. We have to improve. That's clear. But there are also a lot of positives to take from tonight and also from the other games. But there was a spell in the game where I think we didn't control. They were threatening us more than I would like to see. But again, this is normal. I saw a lot of games yesterday. I saw some games before we played in the Champions League. It's never that only one team plays. There are always two teams playing, and I think for most part of the game, we controlled. We had more ball possession, but they threatened us, especially last phase of the first half a few times as well.
Arne, could I just ask you about Mohamed Salah, because he scored obviously a very good goal for Liverpool's second. He'd become the first Liverpool player to score in 5 Champions League home matches for them.
In 5?
5 Champions League home games for Liverpool.
Okay. Yeah, what can I say about Mo? What you saw today is what you get. If you bring him often enough in positions like this, he can score a goal. He had a great assist as well. I think the second one, if you look at the way he scores it, I can understand everybody is talking about the finish because it was a fantastic finish. He had almost the same one just before. But it wouldn't do justice to Virgil, to Diogo, to Dom and to Trent if we only talk about the great finish, because Virgil played a fantastic ball through, Diogo dropped, turned, Dom was again involved, he was involved in the first goal as well, and Trent made a crucial overlapping run because that opened up the space on the inside for Mo to do what Mo always does.
Germany, this side, Dave.
Hi Arne, I want to ask you about Bologna. Were you surprised by the way they played?
Not surprised, because we analyzed them really well, and I said yesterday already this team only lost once, and that's not a coincidence. They were 1-0 up for a long time till the last minute against Atalanta Bergamo. This club knows how good Atalanta Bergamo is. So I was not surprised, but maybe I was impressed how they were playing here, not afraid to play the ball out from the back, and not afraid to play man v man all over the pitch for 90 minutes long. And if I look at us, but maybe the other manager will say, yeah, that's what we create, but the amount of times we could have played the last ball in an overload, so we had more players than than Bologna had, but then missed out on the pass. That happened far too much for us. But yeah, maybe that's also a quality of them.
Tim?
You've had a few months to work with Darwin Núñez. What is? How do you see him in his form? Because he didn't have a great Copa America. He hasn't scored. He scored 1 goal for Liverpool since April, and today he may have looked a little bit off the pace.
I don't think it's really honest to say he only scored 1 for Liverpool, because you also have to look at the playing time he got, and I think it was his first start of the season. So I don't look at it and in the way you do that, only focus on the individual. I think in the first hour we didn't create a lot of chances for him as well, because we missed out on a last pass on numerous occasions. If we would have done better, that probably would have led to chances for him as well. His home game against, was it Bournemouth? Great goal, yeah. And today he was also involved in a team we faced that was really hard and tough on him, and his teammates didn't always found him when they could have. So yeah, it's a bit early after 3 games to say he only scored 1. For me, that's a bit too early.
Last make over for Theo on this side.
Arne, just going back to Mo Salah, it's another great performance, a goal and an assist. He's thriving in the Premier League, he's thriving in the Champions League. Surely he should be on this stage again next season. He's not slowing down.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the answer I gave just a second ago. I think before Wolves, Mo played 3 games without scoring a goal. So it is, in football, it can happen that sometimes in 3 games you score 1 or you don't score. But these players, like Mo, like Darwin, like all the others, they will always score their goals if you just keep playing them. The thing is, I can't play them all, but it's good to have them, and they will always score their goals. And Mo has done really well today, and I'm happy with the way he does at the moment, and I'm not looking forward to next season, as long as we have 6 group games to play, and hopefully many others to come afterwards.
James?
Arne, you mentioned yesterday about Bologna's man-marking approach. How important was Ryan Gravenberch tonight in terms of getting out of tight situations and then putting your team on the offensive? Because he just seems to be going from strength to strength at the moment.
Yeah, there are a few ways how to overload or outplay them, and one of them definitely is a player that can drive with the ball, dribble with the ball, outplay someone, because if you then outplay someone, you immediately have an overload, and that is what happened, I think, after 2 or 3 minutes already, when Ryan turned away again from a good pass from Virgil, and he was outstanding again today, Ryan, with his dribbling ability. And that was important against this team, but if we only focus on the dribbles he had, we forget maybe how important he is without the ball, where he does a lot of work and wins a lot of second balls as well.
Andy, last one. Let's get the mic across to Andy.
Arne, you're the first Liverpool manager or head coach in history to win 8 of his first 9 games. What conclusions do you draw from that short sample size?
Yeah. I don't draw many conclusions to that, but it is nice. So many incredible managers have worked here, doing so many special things. The only thing is, I don't hope that the only thing where people remember me in 1, 2, 3 years, you never know how long I can be here, but if they only say, yeah, that's the manager that only won 8 out of his 9 games, I'm hoping to do more special things than winning 8 out of 9 games. But it says a lot about many things. It also says a lot about how Jurgen left this club, the squad I inherited, how much work rate the players put in, and how much my staff members are helping me to get these results. But again, hoping to do more special things than only be remembered for 8 wins out of the first 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a bit of a moment.
Yes.